Today we are going to discuss on determinants of disease. Determinants of disease are factors that influence health and disease. A determinant is any factor that, when altered, produces a change in the frequency or characteristics of that disease. So when you alter the factor, it will influence the disease either positively or negatively. And therefore, the knowledge of determinant facilitates identification of categories of animal or people that are at a particular risk with a disease. Therefore, prerequisite of this disease prevention is to aid in differentiating diagnosis. You find out that you have to know the predisposing factor. So when you know the predisposing factor of this particular disease, then you can be able to determine the prevention and as well as diagnosis. So you find out these determinants are classified into three major categories. We have primary and secondary determinant of disease. We have intrinsic and extrinsic factors of determinant of disease. Then we have those associated with the host, agent, and the environment, or place, person, and time. So you see, primary and secondary determinants. When you say primary are factors, primary determinants are factors whose variation exert a major effect in the indicating the disease. Frequently primary determinants are necessary cause. That means they are the necessary cause of the disease. Just exposure to distemper virus is a primary determinant of a canine distemper. So you find out they are the necessary cause. For example, mosquito bites is a necessary primary factor for malaria. When mosquito is biting you, you find out that you will come down with malaria. So mosquito bite is a primary cause of the malaria. So it's a primary factor, determinant factor. While secondary determinant are corresponding, predisposing, enabling, and reinforcing factor. For example, when you wear clothes that expose your hand, your legs to the mosquito bite. So you see, exposing the skin is not the primary, but it's a secondary factor, because unless mosquito come and bite you, then it becomes primary. So mosquito bite is a primary, but exposing your body to the mosquito bite is a secondary determinant. It's like a secondary reinforcing factor. It's like when you wear clothes that covers your body, you are protecting yourself from the mosquito bite. So you see, mosquito bite is a primary, while exposing your body is a secondary factor. While extrinsic and intrinsic factors, from the name you see, intrinsic is something that is within the body of the organism or the animal, the host. While you see some determinants, both primary and secondary, are internal to the host. While, for example, genetic constituent, including aberrant gene, which is primary cause of genetic disorder, species, breed, the sex. So these one are all internally to the host. The host already has, it can determine whether it's a different breed of person, different race of person, different sex. So you find that those one, they are already inside in the built on in the host. There is no way the host will change them. They are what we call intrinsic, while extrinsic, they are outside that means they're outside the host. So you find intrinsic are endogenous to the host, while extrinsic are exogenous to the host. So extrinsic are also time exogenous, and such as Internal disease such as hepatitis, nephritis may act as intrinsic predisposing factor by increasing the sensitivity of the skin to the whatever it is. So you find out necessary factors, all those factors that are outside the living organism, that are not in the living organism, they are outside. So they are called secondary determinant, while extrinsic determinant, while those within the that are within the host are called intrinsic or endogenous determinant of disease. Then there is what you call those determinants that are associated, that are number 3, determinants that are associated with the host, agent, and the environment, or determinants that are associated with the person, place, and time. So you find out determinant, that means diseases are always in equilibrium. You find out the agent and the host are always in equilibrium, a state of equilibrium, whereby the disease-causing organism, the disease-causing agent may be present, but they are in equilibrium. It's like nothing overweighs the other one, but it's the environment now is in the middle. Like environment is a fulcrum, whereby it will now change the state of the balance of the equilibrium. So you find out the environment may favor the host, or the environment may favor the agent. So you find out if the environment favors the agent, it means the host, there will be disease. If the environment favors the host, it means there will be no disease. It has overweight the agent. It has the environment make the host may be resistant, and therefore it will now kill the agent. So it's always in equilibrium. Therefore, this brings us to what we call triad of epidemiology. This issue of person, place, time, or agent, host, and the environment. So if you take a particular characteristics of maybe place, person, or time, so there are diseases are associated with this triad. They are associated with this triangular situation. So you find the person. Who is the person? Who? When? Where? How? So you find out, if you take the person, who is this person? Is it an adult? Is it male or female? Or is it an infant? Something like that. So you have to know the person concerned. Is it a highly susceptible or highly resistant person? So depending on the person, then the disease will occur. Then the place. Some diseases are associated with place. So, for example, this particular environment may be able to favor certain bacteria. For example, now you see during the hot season in Africa here, we find out some people we have just finished Hamatan season, whereby everybody is wearing clothes and closing the windows because of the cold weather. But suddenly, hot session will come, but before you know, people will not be able to open the windows so that they will breathe in air. So that particular environment, that particular situation, that particular place will now favor our brain bacteria to become pathogenic, to acquire pathogenicity genes, and thereby affecting people. Meningitis will occur. You find out the bacteria that are causing meningitis may be present, but because of the place, that place is not meant for that bacterium. So you find the organism may not acquire the genes for pathogenicity. But when the place is now conducive, it may now acquire genes for pathogenicity, and it may be able to cause the infection. So the place, person, place, and time of the year, time of the day, time of the session. So you find time is also very much important. Maybe early morning, maybe in the night, maybe. So organisms tend to have a particular time, Like you see, sometimes you see diarrhea occurring in the hot season, in the summer season, whereby there is a lot of contamination. Sometimes during the Hamatan, Apollo, affecting viral conjunctivitis, causing the conjunctiva of the eye to become infected during Hamatan, or maybe at the beginning of the rainy season, whereby wind is blowing here in Nigeria, in our country. Wind is blowing at the beginning of rainy season. You find it comes with many darts, many disease-causing organisms. Thereby, if you didn't protect your eye, wind will blow your eye, and from there you have some Apollo, some viral conjunctivitis or bacterial conjunctivitis. So you find the time is very also important. So likewise, when you take the second model of trial of agent, host, and environment, that one is also very much important. For example, you can take the agent, you take the host, and or you can take the environment. For example, the agent. The agent as a necessary etiological factor of the causing the disease. So be it inanimate or inanimate, maybe a living or non-living organism may cause maybe the agent of the disease. But here in microbiology, we are more taking cognizance of the live agent, mostly the microorganism, the organisms that are causing the disease of microscopic size, organisms of microscopic size that are causing what we refer as contagious diseases, a disease that can be easily separated from one person to another person. And then you may find also some to do with the host. The host also, if you look at the characteristics of the host, be it a resistant host or susceptible host, a host that is resistant is a host that is very difficult for it to get the disease, because you see it has built some immunological antibodies that will fight against the disease-causing organism, which are the antigen. So you find out that host also maybe it have a race, or it has certain people that are race belong to this race may be vulnerable to certain disease. Even in animal, certain breed of animal are maybe more resistant or maybe more susceptible. Like when you want to, even for example, when you want to use what you call use animal for farm work, using cows to cultivate our land. You see, certain breed of animal may be more resistant to that harshness work they are doing than other breeds. So you find out, you have to look at the breed and then look at the other one. So the other one is the environment, which the environment, it has so many factors like abiotic and abiotic factors, and many components of the environment are now given the agent or the host the vulnerability or the resistance for the disease. Like you see, certain environment may make the bacterial growth or fungal growth better than others. So you find out it is very much the environment has to be belongs to it. So this is the end of today's lecture.